In the early hours of September 2nd, 1666, a small fire began in a bakery on Pudding Lane. No one could have imagined that this small spark would turn into one of the most devastating disasters in British history. Within hours, flames were spreading through the narrow streets of London. This was the beginning of the Great Fire of London. 17th century London was a dangerous place for fire. Most buildings were made of wood. Houses were packed tightly together. The summer had been dry, and strong winds carried sparks from roof to roof. When the fire started in Thomas Farrinder's bakery, it quickly escaped control. At first, city officials underestimated the danger. They delayed pulling down nearby houses to create fire breaks. That hesitation would prove costly. By morning, flames were raging across the city. Smoke filled the sky. Church bells rang an alarm. People grabbed what they could and fled. Some pushed carts filled with furniture. Others carried children and valuables. The fire moved relentlessly toward the heart of London. Warehouses along the River Thames were filled with oil, coal, and other flammable goods. When the flames reached them, explosions lit up the night. The heat became unbearable. Eyewitnesses described the fire as a wall of flame stretching across the horizon. Over 4 terrifying days, the fire consumed the city. More than 13,000 houses were destroyed. 87 churches were burned. One of the greatest losses was old St. Paul's Cathedral, which collapsed in flames. London, one of Europe's greatest cities, was reduced to ash. Tens of thousands of people were left homeless. Many camped in open fields outside the city walls. Food and shelter were scarce. Rumors spread quickly. Some blamed foreigners. Others believed it was punishment from God. Fear and anger filled the air alongside smoke. But eventually, the wind weakened, and King Charles II ordered decisive action. Houses were blown up with gunpowder to create gaps. Finally, on September 6th, the fire began to die. When the flames were extinguished, London looked unrecognizable. Entire neighborhoods had vanished. Yet something surprising stands out in historical records. Although destruction was massive, the official death toll was reported as very low. Historians debate the accuracy of that number, but it appears far fewer people died than expected. Still, the economic damage was enormous. London had to rebuild from the ground up, and this disaster would change the city forever. Wooden houses were replaced with brick and stone. Streets were widened. Building regulations were introduced to prevent another catastrophe. Architect Sir Christopher Wren played a major role in redesigning London. He oversaw the construction of the new St. Paul's Cathedral, which still stands today. The Great Fire was devastating, but it also marked a turning point. It forced modernization. It reshaped architecture. It strengthened fire safety laws. Some historians even argue that the fire helped end the last major outbreak of plague in London by destroying overcrowded areas. From ashes came renewal. The day London burned was one of the darkest moments in the city's history, yet it demonstrated resilience. London did not disappear. It rebuilt, stronger, safer, more organized. Today, visitors can still see a tall monument near Pudding Lane marking where the fire began. A simple reminder that history can turn on a single spark. The Great Fire of London was not just the disaster, it was transformation through tragedy. It showed that even when a city falls, it can rise again, and that sometimes, from destruction, a stronger future is born.